want the time to change. How strange. Uh, yeah, we the people don't make any difference. We keep telling them we want this not to keep changing, time change. It throws us out of whack. So anyway, so we'll do 4 o'clock for the show instead of 5. So that'll be the new time. So it'll be kind of like the same time. Uh, you know, it's like F you guys if you're going to play games and we just want to abide by your games. We'll just do what we're going to do and do it the way we're supposed to do it, the way we like it, because you guys don't count anymore. I hate them so much. All right, so sending love and prayers always. That's right, Valerie. So I'm not angry like sending them hate or anything. I'm just like disappointed, and bringing that to everybody's attention that these mofos don't care about us. So, and that's a Michael Jackson song, right? So there's Andrew Cuomo, Curtis Sliwa. How do you pronounce that guy's name? Closing gap on socialist Zoran Mamdani, and latest New York City mayoral election poll. So it's, if New York puts this communist in there, and he said that he's going to be okay with making it legal to have prostitution. Now, some of you guys might have seen the show that Lara Logan did when she was I think she probably still works with Fox, but she did a show with Fox, special report, where she went down into Mexico and she was finding out where all of the trafficking was going, women, children, so forth. Most of it goes to New York. How about that? How about that? Yep. And yep, that's one of the reasons why he wants to make it legal, and probably one of the reasons why he will get elected. All right. So you have a couple of other guys that are running. Cuomo belongs in prison. Mamdani belongs back in his country where he came from. I don't know. These guys can't do the right thing. They can't stop changing the time, and they can't make this guy that should be going back to his country go back to his country. Right. So, and they can't put Cuomo in jail, who deserves to be in jail. So that leaves us with the GOP guy. He's done a lot for New York. Back when the gangs were crazy, there was a lot of crime in New York. He and a bunch of other guys, the purple or red, whatever, beret guys, right? Raspberry beret, like Prince used to sing. She wore a raspberry beret, and when it was warm, she didn't wear much more. So I don't know about those guys, if that's what it was for them. I doubt it. Hopefully not, but whatever. My wife's moaning in the background, so come on. She's laughing. She says, yeah, it sounds like, oh, jeez. All right. So anyway, let's share the screen. Let's look at these people. Let's look at the only guy first that should be winning, right there. All right, this guy. All right, so I'm surprised that Trump didn't support this guy, but this guy really beats up on Trump. He's not a Trump supporter, and so Trump does support him. So you would think New Yorkers would be like, they all hate Trump, so they'd vote for him, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. So who knows? Maybe he'll win. I doubt it. Curtis Silva. I've heard him talk. He's a little bit out there, but I think he would do of all the candidates. Well, other two, he would probably do the best job. He would work well with the police, like he did when he was running the Raspberry Beret guys, and. And also, when he talks, he wants to help New Yorkers. He's not about money. He's not a rich guy, and the other two are. And so, New Yorkers, this is what I would say if I was in charge. If you pick Mamdani, then the rest of our country is going to hate you, New Yorkers, right? We will hate you, right? And we will probably do everything in our power to disown you, whatever that means, however that happens. We will never go back to New York as long as you got this communist hyena in office. And we will not support anything that comes from New York. And if we can, we'll stop all food going to New York City. All right, so it's go ahead, make our day, as you know, Clint Eastwood would say, make my day. So how many bullets you think I shot? So go ahead, New York, make our day. All right, we'll disown you. I promise you, America will disown New York if they choose Mamdani, right? So 40.6%, I guess these guys are closing the gap. Andrew Cuomo, who should be in jail for killing the seniors with COVID-19, putting sick COVID-19 patients back into nursing homes, so they died by the thousands, right? He needs to be in jail. I don't know why he's still running around. President Trump backed him. God, what the heck? President Trump does some strange things, guys. All right, you can't. I know a lot of you guys are like, President Trump could do no wrong, and when you look at it on hindsight, it's like he really doesn't. But on the front of it, I think we all should be kind of like, what? Why are you endorsing Cuomo? So I have this intuitive gift, and I said Cuomo would go bye-bye. He would be the first. And I said that we would see, I think, two others that still seem to be there, but I'm kind of skeptical. The other one is in California, of course. You know, we want Newsom to go bye-bye. You know, remember when Newsom was 2 weeks, he was like, no one could find him? He was gone. And they already dealt with him, I believe. And then we had Whitmer up in Michigan. She's been real quiet. So I don't know. And, you know, they just disclosed that there was a terrorist threat that they foiled. FBI foiled it. Just like the FBI came out with like those white supremacists, supposedly, that were going to kill Whitmer. And they basically set him up. We know that now. I think they did that on purpose so they could go after, you know, people that were, you know, gun rights people and so forth. Because we know the FBI really went after everybody. Now we're seeing Congress. Like we got Ted Cruz, his panties are in they're tight. They're tight around those little ones, right? Because he doesn't have very big cojones. So they're tight around there. And he's screaming and yelling that the FBI, you know, looked at his phone records and all that kind of stuff. Where was outrage when they were arresting all the J6ers? Yeah. So anyway, these guys are, you know, getting exposed, I guess, going away. I don't know. We'll see. So Mamdani, is he going to be? I predicted he's going to win it. Right. So we'll see. Some of you out there are saying that he's not. So the other option is Cuomo. Really? Cuermo? So who knows? Maybe people have to, like, you know, go down the road where everything just is completely foobarred before they wake up. And maybe that's what happens in New York. I don't know. New York, it's a mess. Just that his polling is that high. It should be like 1%, not 41%. So I'm ashamed of the people of New York. Ashamed. Shame on you. So, oh my God. But obviously it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't care what the rest of America thinks. They're going to do what they want. We'll see how that turns out for them, right? I say just completely disown New York, completely. They don't New what? New York. What's that? I've never heard of it. There's people there, and someplace that's an island in the state of New York. New York, what city? Oh yeah. No, don't they have like some kind of statue there of Lucifer that's in the harbor? Yeah. That's I heard about that. Yeah, I don't even pay attention to any of that. It's whatever. All right, so America, 13 counties in Oregon are voting to secede and join Idaho as part of the Greater Idaho Movement. This has been talked about for a long time. It's been moving in that direction over the last couple of years. It's very, very close, guys. So we may start to see this in America, where these big blue little cities, basically the red country all around them, basically succeeds. And there's no more money to run those governments because that's where it's all coming from. Like Mamdani, he's going to give away free, and the rest of you New Yorkers are going to pay for it. The red area of New York will pay for it. How do you guys like that?
Just like most liberal blue states, the majority of the counties in Oregon are actually conservative leaning. Out of the 36 total counties in Oregon, 13 of them have already voted in favor of secession, because by and large, the people living in those counties believe that their own values are no longer being represented by their state legislature, which, as you would imagine, is dominated by the extremely liberal politicians coming out of Portland. And so this is where the Greater Idaho Movement comes in, with its plan to take the eastern counties of Oregon and have them join the very conservative state of Idaho. This would effectively move the state line of Idaho several hundred miles west. And what's truly interesting about this particular movement is that it might actually succeed. This movement is really picking up steam, with more and more counties in the eastern part of Oregon getting on board. But the big question here is whether this prospect of secession is actually going to go anywhere. Is it really the case that if all 15 of these counties vote for it, then the transfer can just happen?
Oh, it can happen. It can happen. And didn't mention it there, but there are a lot of Northern California counties want to do the same thing, and they've been discussing it for a long time as well. So we may see this happen throughout America, guys. If these blue cities with governors that support these blue cities. Now, down in Rio de Janeiro, you know that, I don't know if you know it or not, I had it on the show before, they are rioting the drug cartels that are linked to the leftist government. Let me say that again. The drug cartels in Brazil are linked to the leftist government. Does that sound familiar? All right. So the leftist, I've been saying this. If we will see Trump and the military go into Venezuela, guys. What do you think is going to happen in those big blue cities with all those cartels? They lean left. That's why there's so much crime there. Hello. It's coming, right? And maybe all around those big blue cities where it's red, they succeed. They succeed. Yes, that's what we're going to see. Yes. Let them burn. Let them burn. All right. Might remember that one scene in where they're storming the beaches in Normandy, and they were getting shot up by the Germans in the pillboxes, and they finally made their way up there. They did the little, there's like these tubes that blow up. I used to do those quite a bit. I can't think of the name right now, but you push them under barbed wire and you crank them off, and it sends out shrapnel and it destroys all the barbed wire. So they finally made their way up. A lot of them got killed. They finally made up to the back of the pillboxes, and they used flamethrowers instead of running in there and get shot up and, you know, dying 1 or 2, 3, 4 men. They just used flamethrowers. So the Germans were like burning, and they were like coming out to the top where they've been shooting at all the soldiers coming up on the beach. And one guy said, "Let them burn." Yeah. New York, Let it burn, right? So some states scramble to maintain food access ahead of potential snap lapse. Snap lapse. And snappy, just like that, gone. So states are resorting to last-ditch efforts to preserve access to groceries. Now, did it really stop? The people using their SNAP cards, ATM cards, whatever they got, are they still funded? Anybody? Are they still funded? Because they talk about, how it's going to get shut down on November 1st. Are they still working? That would be something to find out. All right. Anyone? Anyone throw it in the chat? Now, I know I did my grocery shopping Friday. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't been to stores either. Now, I know somebody, I have a friend, a family friend, or not family, but different, kind of like family. They live in about an hour and maybe hour and a half from New York City. And they said that their local grocery store had armed people, like armed security outside. And they've never seen that before. Wow. So yeah, there's some people who got ready for it. Maybe they were listening to me. I don't know. Maybe they were listening. I think a lot of us out here were talking about it. But somebody in the chat is saying that they had funds on, if they have funds on the card, they still work. Yes, but no new funds have been added. Yankee Ward. So yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, remember what Juan said? First, the cats and dogs disappear, and then the rats and mice, right? That's in Venezuela. Leave the World Behind. No, it wasn't that movie. Heard Walmart shut down. I think I heard that from some. I don't know about all of them. So any thoughts on states like New Jersey, governor calling national emergency due to SNAP? Will that affect the election? So yes, New Jersey was one of them. Costco was super packed today, was full of illegals. I guess they're using whatever funds they got left, right? Not funded here in North Carolina. Third is the date to be replenished, not happening. All right, so is this part of a larger plan? Because we know the Trump team, like I said, sometimes it's like shady what they say and what they do, but on the backside you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see. So yeah, we can call it out and go, what's up with that, and we can chat about it, we can talk about it, but really just stay focused. I mean, if you look at the bigger picture, we were supposed to be locked down for like 13 years with COVID. Everybody was supposed to be vaccinated with chips. Lots of people were going to die. I mean, there's so many different things that we've avoided, guys, through the President Trump team, the Q team, and so forth. All right, so let me see. There's a list of states. President Trump hours later signaled the USDA would release the contingency funding. Now, President Trump also said he wanted to use emergency funding or the nuclear option. He asked the Senate to do the nuclear option and go ahead and vote it for funding of the government. I guess they decided to blow him off, unless they're going to do it on Monday or, I don't know. It seems to me they're doing this on purpose. For whatever purpose that is, remains to be seen. I think there's multiple reasons. It's very interesting. Now I have David Sereda on my show, and he talked about 3i Atlas on a level that is unbelievable, right? His connections and all that kind of stuff is like, he's a physicist, scientist, he knows all this stuff. He's got communication, multidimensional communication, and he's spiritual and aligned with all the different religions, all the different places where 3i Atlas is like at certain times. It's incredible. It's incredible, all the stuff. Now, he said that the reason why, in his opinion, of course, there's probably many reasons they do all these things, is that they shut down all the telescopes that can look at 3i Atlas so that we could see what 3 Atlas really is, right? So that's one of the things that's going on right now. We don't have the ability to view, of course, somebody does, all right? And who is that somebody? Is it the good guys that are stopping it, or is it the bad guys? I would say it's probably the good guys, because the bad guys are going to use it in a negative way, all right? That's my thoughts. All right, later on Friday, Trump said on Truth Social, it would be his honor to fund SNAP if we are given the appropriate legal direction, he maintained. Our government lawyers do not think we have the legal authority to pay SNAP benefits every month. It's insane to me that 1 out of every 8 Americans is on SNAP. What is going on here? I wonder what it was back in time, 1 in 100, back, 50 years ago, like, or was it even, or do welfare? How long we've had welfare? It's insane to me. Now, I know a lot of places, if people need food, there's food banks. And that's the way it's been for a long time. If you belong to a church is definitely going to take care of you, depending on what church, I guess. So, but most churches in the past, I remember when I was growing up, if there was a family in need, I remember one time a friend of mine, the Christmas lights malfunctioned during Christmas and the house burned down, and my friend was lost, and I think one of the parents was lost, and another one of his sister. So one daughter was left, and I think the mom, or I can't remember if it was the mom or dad, but the church came in and hooked them up. So that's the way it's been throughout most of history in the United States. And communities, we help each other. Now, on that same line, when I did a show with Juan just recently, we talked about the state of Utah was basically putting together a class action lawsuit that every state could use to basically go after all of the legal voting. And there was one gentleman, and I know a lot of you probably did the same. One gentleman gave $5,000, right, to help donate to that. So you guys in my chat, God bless you. You guys do that all the time. Help people out. Remember that one grandmother that was basically J6 grandmother? We gave enough money for her to fund her legal funds. We gave her enough money to continue to survive and so forth over that long period. You can still help, of course, but we did an event where we sold a bunch of my books and we gave all the funds to her. So it basically, we are a community. We help each other during times of emergency. So it's quite amazing. All right, so Kathy Hochul is emergency funding in New York. Of course, you people in the red side of the state are going to fund that. Right? The New York City is not. New Mexico's a mess. We've gone through New Mexico over decades, and it has gone downhill bad. Right? Very sad. So New Mexico governor announced $30 million would be released to provide assistance to SNAP beneficiaries until November 10th. So there's several states that are putting it forward, and District of Columbia, California, West Virginia, Louisiana, probably more. But in West Virginia, they have deployed emergency funds to food banks and SNAP beneficiaries ahead of the anticipated halt in benefits. So, people are going to be helped. They just have to look for the resources that are out there that are going to help them, because that's what we did. And maybe Hochul sucks. New York does not want her either. Yes, she was Georgia girl. I don't think she was voted in. They still lie. They self-promote, and who's that one guy that was running Georgia Girl. He was a senator or congressman or something. He was so strong, and he barely lost. I was like, yeah, they stole that race from him. Absolutely. So anyway, we'll see this continue until we get the right legal aspects out there to basically stop it. And I think we're getting there. Lee Zeldin, thank you, Jacqueline. Yeah, Lee Zeldin was amazing. He would have crushed it. New York would have been well served. There wouldn't be any problems right now anywhere. So, geez, you got to get the right leadership in there, guys. If you got, these libtards in there that are aligned with the cartels, they are, right? And they're not going to do the right thing for the people. That's why they kept bringing in all the illegals, right? Because they were going to replace, the people of these states. They were going to have to fund them. So why SNAP benefits can't be funded without congressional action. It says a court-ordered distribution of emergency SNAP funds would require the Trump administration to break the law. So these judges that have come down, these federal judges that are quacks, should be like, when they do stuff like this, they should lose their license forever. All right. I don't know why that doesn't happen. If they do stupid like this, they should go away, and they should never be able to come back and practice law in any form or fashion, anywhere, ever again. And so my wife is repeating after me, so she agrees, right? So the other half, right? It's good. SNAP cannot be sustained absent a new congressional funding. So there's an Anti-Deficiency Act that prohibits federal agencies from obliterating or expending funds for that program. All right. So some of these quack federal judges that do that, they should basically be hauled away. All right. Now Trump is responding like he did in his last administration, because we know Big Pharma likes to control this. Now, I had a show where I talked about how you could eat apricot seeds and it would do amazing things. All right. And it's been proven by doctors to do this, but they're not recognized. So that show got yanked by YouTube. And I got a warning, right? So we can't still spread truth when it goes against the deep state pocket, right? Or the deep state narrative. Because another show that I got yanked was the one where I talked about Charlie Kirk. I talked about my expertise. 35 years in the military, the highest levels, CIA, highest levels. I said, no, you can believe it if you want. And that's one of the things that YouTube says. You can be strong on something, but you can't be like everybody else's like faults. I'm like, believe it or not, Ripley's. And so, you know how they came in and they had all the magicians and so forth. Is like, ooh, shot in the neck. And everybody's like, oh, shot in the neck. You don't know what you're talking about, Mike. You shot a lot of bullets, but obviously you don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah. All right. So YouTube's like, whoop, narrative control, right? So don't have free speech. No free speech, right? So you gotta talk around stuff. Remember I used to sing, don't get the jabberoo. Don't get the jabberoo. And then it was like Christmas time and I was singing the Christmas hymn and all that kind of stuff. And then they're like, you can't say jabberoo because we know what you're saying. If you say jabberoo, we're going to pull you. And that's what they started doing. Jabberoo. So Trump responds to Dilbert creator Scott Adams's plea to help save my life as he fights prostate cancer. So they're coming in with an alternative treatment, right? Now, am I talking about this and I'm going to get like yanked? Like it's in the news. Look, and every time that I would talk about stuff, I'm like, look, here's the article on it. It's in like the New York Times or Wall Street Journal, or, you know, in this case, what is this? U.S. News. So, and then they would come in, no, you broke our standards. We're trying to protect our audience from people like you that spread truth. And we can't have that because it will affect our audience. How about you let them decide? Let them decide, all right? They can unsubscribe if I'm spreading too much truth. How about that? Right, so, yeah, don't get me started. Adams, a prominent early Trump supporter who announced in May that he has late-stage prostate cancer, wrote in a post on X on Saturday that his healthcare provider, Kaiser Permanente, approved his application to receive a new FDA-approved drug called Pluvicto. All right. We'll just call it that, whatever it is. All right, but that's kind of interesting. Kaiser Permanente, that means Big Pharma is kind of like on board for this. How about that, right? How about he? That's good. So things are looking good. So look, Kaiser Permanente said it was cool. That's Big Pharma, guys. You don't need to yank me. Hello. All right. So, but you know, I can. They'll like let you contest if they yank one of your videos and give you a warning. It's like they got the card, like in you know, soccer. Come up with a yellow card. Whoop, whoop, warning. All right, so okay, whatever. Yeah, no free speech, I guess, on that one, right? So, all right. So, yeah. I'd like to have a little discussion. So I can like say, I think you guys got this wrong. Like when I got this channel back after they shut it down, I was like, I still got that? It's like in limbo out there? I think you guys made a mistake. And they're like, you're right, we did. But now they're starting the games again. I was like, I'm going to hit 100,000. I bet they're going to start their games again. Sure enough, did. How about that? You're reaching a lot of people. Yeah, we got to look at that. We got to look back at what you've been saying. What do you? Oh, that was 3 months ago. Warning, Will Rogers. Trump received COVID vaccine and flu shot during second physical of the year. What? Is this a disinformation campaign? Trump received COVID vaccine and flu shot during second physical of the year. Is he not listening to his base? What? What is this? Is this disinformation? You know, when I first saw him, I'm like, yeah, what's he doing now? Come on. You didn't really get that, did you? No. Did you? So, oh man. Even his you know, RFK Jr. is not like real cool about all those vaccines guys. So I don't know. Sounds like something's going on there. All right. So this is something that, you know, I think it's a little disinformation campaign, but we got to keep tabs on this stuff because it seems like they're always like, you know, you went a day. They asked President Trump and you know, these conferences, these fake media, you know, conferences. It's like President Trump, you didn't say anything on Sunday. Were you sick? He's like, my God, Biden wouldn't show up for like days, and you guys never said anything about it. So, and then when if he did a press conference, he had like a screen that he looked at, and he would talk, and no one could ask him questions. So, I mean, I do questions with you guys. Like, I probably at one of President Trump's press conferences, he probably answered more questions than Biden in his whole 4 years. Trump declined, called on video. So it's, to me, it's like they're making it up. And this goofy guy, he's like, oh, look at this, look at this.
Trump and his White House are in full-blown panic mode right now because the clip on your screen went insanely viral over.
Yeah, I don't think they have a problem, dude. But whatever. Leftists got to be leftists. They got to lie.
They were so furious about this video that they actually responded on Twitter already with some expletives. So I'm going to show you their response and more in just a moment. But to give you some context, Donald Trump right now is in Asia. He's visiting different countries and different leaders. And currently he's in Japan. So last night, the Japanese.
All right. So it was 5 days ago. Let's see. He's just walking around.
Guide the president of the United States around the room. Look at her right here. This was initially point.
Yeah. I mean, if I used to do, like, we used to call them dog and pony shows. And we'd have admirals and generals come in, and somebody had to guide them around. They didn't know where to go. They're not part of our group. Oftentimes, I was the guy that would talk to them. Imagine that, still talking. Right? I'm like the introvert, and I'm out here still talking. All right, so what? It's like, make it up. If it doesn't fit, make it up. These guys.
Telling him, hey, here's where to walk, here's where to go. And then later he just pauses and hey, can we?
He's like, well, you're guiding me around. And so you're not guiding me around. So I'm just going to stand here till you show me where to go. It's like, duh, make it up, cowboy. So it's crazy. Don't fall for it. Disinformation. Until you see Trump drop and never get back up again, he's going to keep going, right? Like me. Until you see me not here anymore, I'm going to be here. And when I'm not here anymore, I'm somewhere else. Right? So what? Doctor identifies possible reasons for Trump's secret MRI. Part of a physical. Hello. So he's the guy that does the physicals and lets the information come out. Biden, I don't know if he ever did one in the entire time of his office, and if he did, they lied about it, because it would have proven that he's like effed up. All right, so you guys know I've been saying silver, high hold silver away.
Bulls on silver for the last few years, and
now I don't know if probably nobody has heard of David Hunter, but I've been following him for well over a year. He is like amazingly accurate. Right? He's like crushed it. No one else is better than David Hunter. He's an underdog as far as like hardly anybody knows about him, but his information is like spot on.
took a lot of heat for the fact that silver took a while to get going. But silver, as you point out, is performing now as typically when the price.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I was like, silver, accumulate. And everybody's like, well, it's not doing anything. Well, it is. You got in cheap and now like blown up, and you can still get in cheap because it pulled back some. If it pulls back more, that's cheaper. Get in while you can.
Metals are in a bull market. Silver will outperform gold. In this letter, I am raising my target. I was already pretty high on the street with a $75 target pre-bust. I am raising that to 100. Again, same thing. I think it's a thin metal that is just starting to get sponsorship. And, you know, retail's been there. A lot of, certainly those that dabble in the metals have.
All right. So he's saying that he sees $100 before stock market crashes. So he's been saying the stock market is going to blow up. He's been saying that when I was like, this thing's going to go down. He kept saying it was going up, and I'm like, I got to listen to this guy. He's always right. So he's been right. And so stock market probably has maybe a little bit of pullback, and then it's going to take off. It's going to keep breaking all-time highs, maybe a little bit of pullback here and there, 5, 10, 15%, whatever, and then it's going to keep going for a while into maybe next year. We'll see. But it's going to go up. Now, you stock market bros and you crypto bros, not so much. You could put it in silver and more than double your money. Are you going to more than double your Bitcoin? No. Are you going to more than double your stock market portfolio? No. All right. Get into silver. And of course, Dr. Kirk Elliott is the man to go to. All right, got another show, guys. I got to jump off. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration. And of course, I will see you guys next time.